Ethereum is coiling up for an explosive move. The last few weeks have been tough for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but that's nothing to worry about. I stand by my prediction still that Ethereum will be at $2,500 by Valentine's Day. That's 12 days from now. We will see if this becomes the first of my major BTC or ETH predictions to be wrong, or if ETH is about to hit that jet blaster. But how high can ETH go in this bull run and beyond? I'm going to break down the biggest thing in the ETH marketplace that could send Ethereum to over $100,000. Seriously, let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap gets you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.io. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money and crypto, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, if you're an Ethereum fan, also let YouTube know by smashing the like button. That way, they know to show this video to more people, because it's going to be a great one you're going to want to share. Also, if you're interested in trading Ethereum on margin, you can do that by visiting bitboycrypto.com/deals and scrolling to the ByBit section. You actually still have time to sign up for our trading competition to try to win 1 Bitcoin. Later on, we're going to be taking a look at the new Elrond wallet, Maiar, so make sure to stick around until the very end. In this video, we're going to be breaking down Ethereum to 100K. Now, people will say, that's moon talk and it would never happen. Well, I think it's going to happen. And the last few weeks have really shown us why. But let's look at my prediction for 2021 for Ethereum. I've said that I believe if Bitcoin is able to reach the stock-to-flow model prices of around $300,000, or more specifically my prediction of 322K for Bitcoin, Ethereum can hit $27,000 per coin. What would that take? Well, the market cap of Ethereum alone would have to be coming in around $3 trillion. And if Bitcoin is going to go parabolic, we're going to need mega trillions of dollars to flow into crypto. And I know what you're thinking, because I'm in your head. Where in the world are these trillions of dollars coming from? Now, I've told you guys in the past that for Bitcoin to hit higher than $500,000, it's next to impossible, because there isn't that much money in the world right now that could flow into Bitcoin without breaking a market. Breaking the stock market, breaking the real estate market, breaking the gold market, etc. Now, the last few weeks have certainly proven some of those markets probably need to be broken. But there is one market that we haven't even touched on yet, and it's got the numbers. A market so massive that it dwarfs every other market, the derivatives market. And this is where the greatest opportunity lies for Ethereum to not only reach $27,000 during this bull run, but to reach upwards of $100,000 or more. The truth is, it's hard for me to give an upside prediction for ETH because this market is so big. According to Wikipedia, a derivative is a contract that derives its value from the performance of an underlying entity. The underlying entity can be an asset, index, or interest rate, and is often simply called the underlying. The derivatives market, of course, includes futures contracts, equity derivatives, interest rates derivatives, swaps, and more. It's a gigantic world of IOUs. The value in derivatives is derived from another source. So it's kind of like if I said there was a baseball card out there worth $1,000, and I told you, hey, in 10 years, that baseball card will be worth $2,000. And you actually thought that it would be worth less money instead of more. We could make a contract up based on our differences of opinions on the value of the card in the future. But neither one of us actually owns this card. We're just betting on its value. Somehow, in this crazy financial house of cards the world's economy is based on, our contract and the value of the card we actually don't own get thrown into the same pool of money. Now, I know that might sound confusing, but it's supposed to be that way. That's the way the elites like it. So how big is the derivatives market? In a word, gigantic. This visualization is incredible for understanding the money and markets in the world. Each square on this visual chart is worth $100 billion. Silver market isn't even an entire square. It's only $44 billion. Crypto numbers here are outdated, obviously, and some others might be too, because we know that right now it's at about $1 trillion. Military spending is almost $2 trillion in the world. The U.S. budget deficit is $3.8 trillion. The Fed's balance sheet is $7 trillion. Billionaires account for $8 trillion. This also is probably out of date because where's Elon? Running Dogecoin, of course. Gold accounts for about $11 trillion. And of course, we come in for that. Fortune 500 companies account for almost $20 trillion. The world's stock markets account for about $90 trillion. The total money supply in the world, including the M1 and M2 money supplies, is about $100 trillion. And here's where it gets real fun. Here come the IOUs. Before we establish this crazy world Ponzi scheme, let's add up the previous numbers. The total supply of every market we've looked at so far is roughly $237 trillion. Global debt alone is $253 trillion. The world owes actually over 3 times what it's worth according to world GDPs. And here we get back to a real market. The real estate market is still larger at $280 trillion. Obviously, most of the mega rich get there through real estate. You probably know that. Because the thing about land is they don't make more of it. But the derivatives market makes all of these look tiny. The low-end estimate of derivatives markets, which doesn't include global debt, even though that's basically in some ways derivatives in the sense it's all IOUs, is $560 trillion. More than all the wealth in the world combined, including real estate. But that's just the low end. The high-end estimate includes OTC markets. These are over-the-counter markets that are basically transfers of money and IOUs done off of public markets or behind closed doors. The estimate of this is $1 quadrillion. A quadrillion. You didn't even know there was a number after a trillion. Why? Because it's unfathomable. Here's what a quadrillion dollars looks like. And that, my friends, is the world's largest Ponzi scheme. But here's the interesting thing. It's all IOUs. That much money in monopoly money. People are really starting to understand how crazy this is. But what's crazier is that almost the entire derivatives market has been closed off from normal people. The richest people in the world are who have gotten to take advantage of this insanity. But that's changing. We've all seen what's happened with Wall Street bets over the last week. They've declared war on the derivatives market. People short selling on margin have been crushed by retail investors who realized that they have the power to squeeze out these hedge funds. And we're seeing a revolution right in front of our very eyes. But the derivatives market is not going away. If you start unraveling the entire yarn ball of IOUs, it would actually destroy the world economy. It's Pandora's box that cannot be closed unless we basically have an apocalypse where world citizens have to essentially start over with no markets. So you should not be asking yourself, how do we destroy the system? You should be asking, how do regular people get access to this system? How can you benefit from this? Same way that billionaires and trillion-dollar hedge funds have done. You see, this is called Decentralized Finance, and it's built on top of Ethereum. There's a whole niche of projects out there, including one I'm invested in, Staffy, that are linking the ideas of derivatives into crypto. But there are other projects out there in DeFi that are bridging regular retail investors over to the insanely large derivatives market. And the underlying blockchain for this? Ethereum. Coin these staking and future contracts are collateralized in? Ethereum. You see, for Ethereum to hit $100,000, it's going to need to get to up to essentially a $20 trillion market cap. Then you realize it's only 2% of the size of the derivatives market, and it doesn't seem so unbelievable. But here's the most insane thing. This derivatives market is $1 quadrillion of IOUs, only traded between the top 1% in the world. The Ethereum blockchain will be able to automate derivatives trading via smart contracts on an open and accessible market to all, meaning the other 99% of the world will be able to throw their hats in the ring and trade this market. The sky is the limit. This is why we say things like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity. Some people, like Trace Maiar, have even gone as far as saying, this is a once-in-a-species type of opportunity. Well, one thing that's got to occur over the next few years is making crypto and blockchain easier to use. Now, a project that we've looked at before that's doing this is Elrond. Yesterday on our live stream, Elrond sponsored a look at the Maiar wallet, but let's take a minute right now and examine it a little closer. Okay, guys, so let's get into the Maiar wallet. So basically what you're going to do is go over to bitboycrypto.com/deals and then just click Maiar wallet here. It's going to take you down here to this link. You're going to click here, And then once you click here, it's going to take you to this page. All you got to do is put your phone number in, hit I'm not a robot, and sign up. Then on your phone, you need to head on over to the App Store and download the Maiar wallet. Once you have it downloaded, you're going to set up a few things. You're going to set up a PIN number. You're going to set up, you're going to back up your code, your phrase, and things like that. Then you're going to want to set your hero tag. You can do that on the last tab down at the bottom where it says profile. Obviously, I've set mine here for BitBoy Crypto. I've obviously put in a picture as well because there's nothing I hate more than an NPC blank profile picture. So I set that. Then you're going to come down here. You're going to be able to get a referral code. If you guys want to refer people, you can do that right here by using your code. Then you can play with this slider and figure out how much money you can make with the referrals. And if eGold goes where we think it's going to be, a lot of people are going to be asking you about it. So if you have 100 friends, they all deposit $10,000, and they each make 50 transactions. You'll make $500,000. I don't know if you know 100 friends with an extra $10,000, but if you do, then you can certainly do that. On the vault here, you're going to be able to look at the prices at the top and some other statistics. And then you're going to be able to send, deposit, and buy from here. There's actually an easier way to do that I'm going to show you. And then it kind of shows you where you're at in the process. Now, obviously, add your contacts at the bottom. You probably see that tab. Then as far as your wallet goes, it will show you all your activity. You can actually buy eGold, Binance Coin, or Ethereum on this wallet. So very interesting. The easiest way to buy, send, or receive eGold, Ethereum, or Binance Coin is to just click the eGold logo at the bottom, and then it's going to bring up these send, deposit, buy. Now, obviously, you guys know send and receive or send and deposit, what that is. You can actually buy eGold directly through the app and Ethereum and Binance Coin as well. All you got to do is sign up for an account with what is called MoonPay. This is MoonPay. It's kind of similar to Coin Payments as a payments infrastructure for crypto. So if you want to buy through the app, all you got to do is set up an account here on MoonPay, and then you can do that. But overall, the biggest thing when it comes to the Maiar wallet is the hero tag. It makes it as easy to send crypto as you would do with Cash App and a cash tag, for instance. And you know, public keys and private keys, they can certainly be confusing for a lot of people. We got to make it easier for people to send and receive if we really want to get all this off the ground. So big ups to eGold for being able to set this up. This wallet was a big achievement for them, and I hope this propels them to further success. So thank you everybody so much for watching this video. If you have any thoughts on the explosiveness of Ethereum or the Maiar wallet, make sure to drop those down below. Also, smash the like button on your way out so YouTube knows to show this video to more people. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.